Good morning, everybody. Time to do more work on the 2008 Honda CRV. What we have to do today is work on the headlights. The headlights are very yellow. They need to be restored. So my plan today, I'm going to show you everything that I put out here, is to use some acetone, paper towels, an old rag, water bottle, automotive masking tape, and then I bought this kit. It's the 3M restoration system. And the reason I bought this kit was mostly for the adapter. I really wanted to use a drill. I didn't want to have to do a lot of the sanding by hand. So I've already popped the hood. I'm going to mask all around the paint. I'm going to have the hood open so you do have access to that edge, which is pretty nice. And I'm going to get ready, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I have the hood open. I've popped this open, and I cleaned the headlights with a paper towel. And I just wanted to show everybody, you can see clearly here how nice and clear and light colored this area is. This is under the hood. And then you can see how yellowed and grip blasted these headlights are. And the car's 10 years old. But I really feel these are impacting now the amount of light that's going through. So I want to get these cleaned up and restored. So I'm going to tape all around here and get ready to start with the sanding. I'll show you guys what's in the kit. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys the kit. So the kit, this 3M kit, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to try to show you things in order of how they're going to be used. It does come with some pretty good instructions. Alright, so the first thing is the adapter. You can see it's already grabbed one of the pads, but this is the adapter. It's going to go on the drill. There's 6, I think these are 500 grit pads, right? So you figure both sides. And then they have these, I forget what these are. These are 3,000? I think, oh no, 800. Looks like 800. Let me look at the list here. It doesn't really say. I think these are 2,000. Oh no, 800. 800 grit, 3,000, and then there's a sponge for doing the rubbing compound, the polishing compound, which goes last. So that's pretty much the plan now. So the plan now is to clean these with acetone, clean this with acetone, and then we're going to wet it down. Everything is a wet sand, and then we're going to start with the 600. You can do it by hand. I'm hoping that this goes really fast and easy with the tool. Alright, here we go. I just got regular acetone. Just be careful with the paint. Let's put some on a paper towel. And I'm going to clean these up as best I can. The dirt already coming off. Alright, put new adapter on the drill. Make sure you set this in your whatever setting is for drilling, not screwing. So my drill has 2 settings. This is low speed, high speed. So you definitely want to go with the higher speed. Okay. So keep spraying everything. And for this step, you want it all to be frosty white when you're done. And they say don't stay in one spot because you don't want to melt the plastic. And here I'm going on an edge just to get into that little corner there. Looks like I'm ready to go to the next step, but I'm going to keep going. And keep spraying your pad too. That'll get rid of the plastic from it. Alright, let's keep going. And I'm not going full speed. That's full speed on the drill. I'm kind of just taking my time. I don't want to rush this. There's no prize for rushing and making mistakes. My car is outside. I don't have a garage, so it does see a lot of UV light. Okay. Alright, I'm going to keep doing this. I'll come back when I'm done. Alright, I've done a couple more passes here. It's all milky white. It looks like it's pretty good. I spray it down and I'm not seeing any of that yellow plastic anymore. It's just a hazy white. So it looks like I'm ready for the next step. The disc looks new. I think keeping everything wet, make sure that your sandpaper doesn't entrap the debris. But regardless, I am going to just switch the pad. By the way, get ready to wear it. As you can see, this stuff is going to go everywhere. But I am going to change the disc. I have 6 of them. I'm not going to be doing this frequently. So I'm going to do another new disc just to see if that helps. Let that down. Alright, so we'll do one more pass, one final pass before we move on to the next step. Alright, and they say it should have a hazy white appearance, which we do. So I think at this point, I think we are ready for the next step. Alright, we are done with the first step, which was the 500 grit pad, the gold pad. And the goal is to have a white frosted look. Okay, so I've cleaned this and you can see the scratches, but you can see that all the yellow is gone. And just for comparison, let's go to this side. And this might be hard to see, but you guys can probably see all the yellow on them. The lighting is going to be tricky, but you can see that lens. It's clearly yellow. So let me, you guys aren't going to be able to see that, but you can, when you get close, this one's frosted white, and this one definitely has tints of yellow. So I think I've done this right. The instructions do say make sure that you do spend as much time as you can on this step, because if you don't remove all that yellow haze and then you're trying to do it with a finer grit, wheel, it's going to take you a lot longer. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next step. This is actually going a lot better than I anticipated. Alright, I've put on the 800 grit pad. Again, same process, just wet down everything for lubrication. And this one is a lot finer. I mean, this almost doesn't even, if you run your finger across this thing, you guys can hear that, it's very fine. So this should get us a lot closer to the final step. So we're going to go 800 and then 3000. So we're on our way. Same process. Alright, first pass, and you can see the milkiness. It's not as thick as the other one, so you can see I'm creating finer debris. I still have that white hazy look on the lens, which is good. And just inspect your pad, make sure that you're not wearing through it. It looks pretty much new. Let's rinse and then maybe do one more pass. Oh, that already feels smooth. I can barely feel the scratches already, so that's actually feeling really good. And then if you look closely, you can probably see areas you might have missed. And, this looks really good. One more pass. Alright, I'm kind of doing this like painting. I'm doing all the edging. It's like cutting a room, and then I'm going through trying to make sure I get all the areas. This little area is a little tricky. I don't think I've actually spent as much time here, but I'm going to try to make sure I'm very thorough there. Alright, so far I think we're in pretty good shape. We're probably on to the next step. I'll clean the pad and just show it to you guys, but I mean, this thing looks pretty much new. A little bit of wear where I put pressure on the edges, but that's pretty much good. They only give you 2 of those, so I'm thinking these probably don't get as much abuse because they're not as aggressive as the other ones. But you can see now, I mean, the haze is different. We can actually see into the headlight. The other haze was really thick. You couldn't really see the light bulb. And I think now you can. So you can see this is really done a good job. It's just like they've recommend. Alright, we're going to keep going. Alright, so I've done the first 2 passes, and I really want to do another side-by-side. So, you can see, now I dried this. I wiped it down and I dried it, but you can see it is white, and when I get to the next finish, it will clear up. And then here's the yellow one. So if I stand back a little bit, you guys might not be able to see that with the light. But definite improvement. So the big difference here is with this kit, you're actually removing all the yellowed, damaged layer of plastic. And you know, the toothpaste, that's just another rubbing compound. That's just another abrasive. So toothpaste, I've seen that, you know, and I don't think it's as effective. It's not as permanent. If you do bug spray, it's really, you're just melting that layer. You still got to remove it. So this is the best way to do it. I would say take the time and do it right, because if you do this, you sand it all clear and then put a clear coat on it. that clear coat has got UV protectants. It'll last. You're not going to be doing this every year or every 2 years. And really, you want to get these back to new condition, and you know, back to this type of color, and get rid of that yellow. All right, my drill battery died, so 2 passes. The drill battery said I need a little break. I got another one charging in the basement, so we're gonna go swap out batteries. We're gonna go on to step 3, which is the 3000 grit. So 3000 grit, that should get you, you know, to a very fine finish, and then after that we'll be ready for a clear coat. My plan is to do both lights, and then I'm going to tape everything off with a bag, and then do the painting later today. I'm trying to get this done before the sun comes through the trees. So, all right, let's keep going. All right, I got a new battery for the drill. I did go and I added a second layer of tape, so I inspected the tape and I could see a couple areas where I actually was almost breaking through, especially up in this corner. And I just put a second layer of tape just to protect everything, and we are ready to go. So this last step, what we need to do, this is a fine grit wheel now, and I gotta go find it here, and it's a 3000 grit wheel. So this one, they say you keep using it until you get the white slurry. So it's going to be one where it's probably not gonna, it's going to take me a while. And then it says to do 4 or 5 passes. And hey, this was step 2. I mean, this thing is like, looks new. So they only give you 4 of these. So you figure 2 per side. They only give you 1 of these for the whole car. I mean, this thing feels almost like a sponge, like something a woman would use for her face. All right, here we go. So definitely keep this thing. Keeping everything wet on this step is really important. Otherwise, you'll wreck that sanding wheel. All right, and then the other thing too is when things are wet, you can kind of see what it's going to be looking like once it's clear coated. Because imagine that fluid fills in all the little voids. So there's still a haze, so you can see we still have a ways to go to sand it to get it to a crystal clear look. So here we go, and onward. And with this one, I'm gonna rinse everything and spray it every pass. This is where you want to spend the most amount of time. Well, every step really, but this one, absolutely, you want this is going to be your finished look, so you want this to be done right. I gotta say, if I was doing this for the first time, I'd be skeptical. I'd be like, I scratched up the lights and made them all white. But you can see now, look, you can start to see through the lens. And the fact that the water is beating up, you can see that the water is beating up. That means the surface finish is becoming finer. So before, there were all these little scratches that held the water, and you can see now it's actually beating up. So, all right, that was pass number 2. I did start to get some of the white milkiness, which means I've been removing plastic. So I'm going to start from now. I'm going to do 4 more passes, and then that should be the last step. All right, pass number 3. 3 more to go. It's looking good. I mean, I'm definitely happy with these results so far. Okay. Okay, 2 more passes left. Get the debris off of that. And just to kind of see it, everybody, look. Alright, you can see the light bulb now, right? See how clear that is? Okay, you can barely, it's just hazy, alright? This is looking great. I know you guys maybe can't see that. Hopefully on the computer that shows up, but it's looking good. Alright, 2 more passes. Here we go. As you go, you can actually see the clarity of the plastic. So It may be hard, you guys won't be seeing the camera, but as you're doing the process and as you're sanding, you can see the clarity. So you'll know if you've gotten to the fine scratches, to the fine finish. Alright, I think we're good. Looks done to me. With a little extra kiss there. Alright, I'm going to clean this up now. So now I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to wipe it with acetone. And I think I'm pretty much at this point the next step is going to be the painting. And then I'm going to use the polishing compound that came with the kit to actually buff out the clear coat. I know that with the 3000 finish with a clear coat it will look fine.